All right, YouTube, I just wanted to give a quick, it's really about a 28-hour or 30-hour review of not only the Gravely, but just kind of everything that I use for the lawn care service. So, I'm a weekend, lawn care business, and things are picking up though. So I'm able to put quite a few hours on these machines. Just did my first oil change on the Gravely. I know you're supposed to do it at 10 or 15 hours, but just things got away from me. So I just did it at the 28-hour mark. Everything was fine though. I mean, I don't think that those extra hours are going to cost me anything. So the Gravely is a fantastic machine. The only things I've had to do is I did put Oregon high lift blades on it just to handle the Bahia grass here in Texas a little better, and even those don't do well. They're better, but just they're not great. And this thing, the power is sufficient, the speed is sufficient, the deck is sufficient as far as discharge. The only thing I'm really having trouble with is this thing going feet first down hills. It's a free-for-all. I know you're not really supposed to do that if it was anything, steeper than, I don't know, 20 degrees or what have you. Sometimes I find myself just kind of trying it out, and this thing kind of just free falls. I don't know if I don't think it's the transmissions, because it's got the same transmissions as, a lot of other commercial mowers. I don't know about the tires either. I mean, these are turf tires, but now when I'm going up the hill and then backing back down, perfect grip. I don't have an issue. So it's only when I'm going feet first and on hills that are steep enough that I don't feel comfortable going down or going, mowing them sideways. Of course, the roll bar comes into play then, but anyway, this thing, great mower, starts up good, cuts good. It's just that one thing that and I may even talk to my dealer about it and just see if that's typical, or because I felt like my last two mowers, which were a Hustler and another Gravely, just a smaller Gravely, weight wise, maybe it's the weight that makes this thing a little bit more prone to kind of just letting go, and you end up at the bottom of the hill praying that it ends up stopping before you hit a ditch or a creek or something. So, but all well there. Did go ahead and upgrade to a backpack blower, Husqvarna 150 BT. Good blower. I've had it for about 4 weeks now, 3-4 weeks. These are the specs on it. 710 CFM and 251 miles an hour. Blow speed, plenty for me. I don't do a lot of wet leaves or anything, so just grass. I am having problems with the local governments on whether or not I can blow the grass in the street or not, because the clients want it in the street, and then the city is kind of, how it is. So there's the Toro recycler. I did finally get this is a personal pace, self-propelled all-wheel drive, and it's great, cuts good. I got the chute. This chute actually just pops on where the bagger goes and discharges, because I forgot to look for a discharge, and this one didn't have it. So Toro sends you that for free when you register. Good mower. I wish the discharge actually came out on the right side instead of the left. I'm not quite sure why, if their discharge on the mower is over here, why the discharge that you attach is going the opposite direction. I'm sure there's something to that. So these are just extra weed eaters just in case I need them. Here's the old blower, Poland, just a handheld unit. It gets pretty heavy, so that's why I went ahead and got the backpack blower. This is the Troy-Bilt trimmer that I use, or weed whacker, weed eater. Yeah, it's got a Shakespeare speed feed type of head on it. Pretty good head. It says it runs up to 0.105 line. Man, it really doesn't do well discharging it when you're that thick. So I run the 0.095 line. And then I've got a Darwin's grip on here, the 5.0, that helps me as far as, being able to weed eat just, hours on end and not have to worry about, any back problems or anything. This thing's got plenty of torque, kind of a mid-tier. All of my equipment is pretty much, I think, mid-tier if you give it a look. Nothing too crazy. But the second part of this video I really wanted to talk about was, beyond the equipment and and all of that is when enough is enough with a client. So this thing started out for me, and I had 2 or 3 yards, and my goal was 8, and I'm climbing closer to 20 now. And so what you're finding is you don't have the time to do what you signed up for, as far as what the customer on your first couple of yards is used to, as far as how long you spend there. And if you're still trying to do it by yourself and keep the overhead low or high, where you're making a lot of money, and all you're having to do is put fuel in these machines and service them, you get really, really broke into the fact that basically everything you make is going straight to your pocket. So what I had to do, I had a lady, and it's about 3 acres of mowing and about an hour of trimming, and she was paying me what the old guy did, and it was $150. I didn't really get a chance to even negotiate that. And sometimes it takes me 4 hours, depending on, if it rained a couple of days beforehand, I have to go a little slower not to rut it up. And a nice St. Augustine yard, though. It doesn't cut bad at all. But it seems like every time I go over there, she's asking for more. She wants me to run over the clippings twice or 3 times, and I don't like running mulching blades down here. Because by the time I get to the yard, sometimes it's too thick for mulching blades. So all that, I'm not complaining. The $150 is not a bad. But so anyway, she came outside and she wanted me to do one more extra thing, and I told her yes, but that we had to talk about price now, or I was walking. And I don't like to be that way, simply because $150 is pretty good money. But I like to make profit-wise about $35 to $40 an hour. That's after, I feel like wear and tear on the vehicle, or on the mower, and then fuel. So, it was kind of enough is enough. I told her, I was like, I think I'm gonna have to give this yard up. Now, the problem with that is she pays me $350 to mow a 6-acre tract that is her used to be her business. So I was going to lose a big client. And so I kind of brought it back in and said, hey, maybe I spoke a little too soon. And let's talk this through. Can you go to 200 with what you're wanting? I will hire a high school kid or something that wants to work their way through the summer. So she said, sure. She didn't want to lose me. She said the quality was fine. It wasn't that. It was just, she understood that if it was getting to be too much, that she could understand why I would want to walk. So the question is when is enough on a solo lawn care setup? And I don't really know how to answer that, because I was going to try my best. I think a lot of it has to do with, are you behind, or do you have a good schedule, like of your every 2 week, like the ones you're going to do every 2 weeks. So if you know what you're going to do every 2 weeks and the weather is not becoming a factor, then you should be able to take a lot of yards on. The problem here is we'll get a week of rain, be real wet on the weekend. The schedule gets busted up, and I'm not able to work. I can work after 5 during the week, and I do sometimes to try to get caught up, but you end up getting backloaded. And so what I had to do is I went ahead and I hired a kid that wants to, make some summer money. And so it's hopefully what happens is, I continue to take on yards, and between the two of us, we're able to keep up and, continue to make profits, and I pay him, and he's able to save up for a car, or, put gas in a car he already has, or whatever, or his parents maybe match him dollar for dollar. I know my parents used to do that. As hard as I worked, they would match me. And that's when I was mowing yards as like a 13 or 14-year-old. So, end of the video is basically just trying to get a feel for when's enough as far as a solo care solo lawn service, to where you feel like your profit is there, you're not strung out, and you're not running on empty all the time, and you kind of just, we all get into this to make money, but we also don't want to have it affect our home life because we're tired, or our regular work. I have an office job, and I like to stay active, and that's part of the reason why I started this. But when does the stress of your weekend job start affecting your day-to-day, your 5-day-a-week job that really puts food on the table? And and pays the bills. So all in all, though, everything's going great. I've got, like I said, about 20 yards now, and some of them just seem, it's not 20 residential yards. I mean, we're talking, about half of these are yards that I'm on site for over 2 hours. So we'll see how this update goes as far as the kid, and see if it works out, and everything comes full circle, and he's able to make a living, or put money in his pocket, and I'm still able to make profit on mine. And but anyway, like I said, the Gravely's doing great. Just beware on heels. I don't know. Put something in the comments about if you've got one of these bigger mowers. Do you see a difference on heels from what you used to have? And I mean, if you did have a larger, or maybe just a residential mower that you were mowing with to start off with, did you see a change in how it performed on heels? So hope everybody's having a good mowing season. It's about 100 degrees in Texas right now with no clouds. So, but it's Father's Day, so I took the day off. So hope everybody's doing good, and staying cool, and staying, hydrated, I guess is the name of the game. So, all right. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.